Here's Embiid. Shot clock down to 5. Wants to take Jokic. Step back 3. Hit it! 47 for Joel. Time.
The debate is officially over.
Perfect.
What is going on, everyone? RB here. Welcome into Philly Take with RB. Hit the like button if you enjoy the show. Subscribe by hitting that red button and hit the bell so you don't miss any of the content. Thank you to everyone who was live with me watching this on YouTube and playback unfold in the last couple minutes as the Sixers erase a 15-point lead and go win yet another tough, gritty ball game. The Sixers have won 20 out of their last 24 games. The Sixers are 32-16 on the season. The Sixers have won 7 in a row, and they just stuck it to the best team in the Western Conference. They take down the Denver Nuggets, and Joel Embiid dominates. That's right, he shreds Nikola Jokic, and the MVP debate isn't even a debate right now. We will break it all down here on the show. I don't even know what to say, and I hope a lot of people listen up here over the next few minutes because I'm just going to be honest. That was the best game that I've ever seen Joel Embiid play. When you take into account the magnitude of that game, knowing what everyone was going to say about the MVP conversation, given the fact that people have been saying the Sixers aren't playing anybody, okay? Joel Embiid just came out on primetime NBA Rivals Week, and he just stuck it to the Denver Nuggets. I'm so impressed. I'm at a loss of words based on the legendary performance we just saw. We are witnessing greatness before our eyes. This is why on every show I say don't take this crap for granted, man. Nobody's doing this. They want to talk about Embiid playing in Jokic's era. Nah. This is Embiid's era, okay? Jokic can't do what Joel Embiid just did. I have a lot of love for Jokic, and this is why when these Nugget fans infiltrated my social media yesterday, they infiltrated my video yesterday when I was just simply talking about the fact this was going to be a statement game for the MVP race because of what happened last year, okay? And they tried to get cocky and they tried to go out of this whole debate and really like draw it away from what I was saying. You know, I did say in that video that I'm not afraid of the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs. And all I said was that the Sixers have a more well-rounded roster. And everything I said came true. Why? Because the Nuggets folded like a broken tent. They folded like a brown paper bag in the second half. And that's what's most impressive is that the Sixers didn't even play a good game in the first half. They played awful. They weren't playing defense. Nuggets were having it their way. They're taking open shot after open shot after open shot. You're like, oh man, the Sixers finally have a big moment here and they're blowing it. And what do they do at halftime? They readjust. They come out and they win this freaking game at home. This was the best game of the year. And I want to watch the play again one more time because, man, was it special. Joel Embiid icing the game over Jokic. Icing it on him, man. Let's watch this. Joel going to step it back for everybody watching. Boom, it's over. It's over. The Sixers were neck and neck in the fourth quarter. They'd been bringing it down to 6-4 all game, and then boom, Joel Embiid just goes, oh, how about James Harden jumping on his back? You love to see it, man. Speaking of Joel Embiid, shout out to Drew Hanlon. We all know who Drew is. 47 points for Joel Embiid in this game. 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And he trolls. He says, can someone calculate Joel Embiid's VORP for me? Yeah, can somebody do that? Because apparently that's why Jokic won the last 2 MVPs. Now, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Jokic. He's a great player. I'm the last guy to go down that debate because I think both of them are great players. However, what Joel Embiid is doing is not seen before. Jokic can say the same thing for the style of play that he has, but seeing Joel Embiid go out there, the guy can shoot from anywhere on the floor. He can put it on the floor. He can draw 3 defenders and still hit a big shot. It doesn't matter. Joel was actually lazy early on in this game with his passes, and what did he do? He stepped up, he realized the moment, and said, man, I just need to get down there and start dominating. And Jokic was cooked. The Nuggets were cooked. They had no answer for this guy. And let's not forget, he was facing doubles, triples, all in the first half, and he came out and stayed with it. And whatever adjustment the Sixers made at halftime worked. I thought the rotations were wonky early on, but bravo, Doc Rivers. Credit to Doc. He's been coaching his ass off, like I said last time out. And my gosh, man, what a game for Joel Embiid. This was the greatest performance I've seen. Given what was going to be said, he knew it. And even after the game, Joel Embiid stood there and he said, yo, I feel like I've been disrespected lately. Not starting in the All-Star game, not on the All-NBA first team, not winning one of the last 2 MVPs. And once again, head on head, he cooks Nikola Jokic. 3rd player since 1975 to put up these numbers or better in a game. I mean, the one thing that Joel is constantly criticized for is the rebounding, and he comes out and puts up 18 rebounds. I mean, the guy just showed up today in a way I haven't seen. James Harden puts this on social media, says, you know, I got your back like chiropractic. That's probably some kind of rap lyric. I mean, look at James Harden, man. He's loving this. This is the best ball they're playing of their careers. As I've said all season here on the show, this is the best team around Joel Embiid. This is the team. This is what Sixers fans have been waiting for. And if they just stay healthy, they can get deep into the playoffs. I mean, it's apparent now. There was no way they were supposed to win this game with how they came out of the gate, with how they came out early, and they just didn't look interested. They didn't look like they cared. But then it clicks into gear. They start playing defense. Nuggets start missing shots. The Nuggets were shooting way better, and the Sixers end up shooting better for the game. And the Sixers took their best options out of it, and there were a couple plays at the end, you know, where Tobias, a big heads-up play. He was quiet all game. He comes out of nowhere, plucks Jokic. PJ Tucker was fantastic in this game. All season, he's been ripped to shreds. Even in the 3rd quarter, he was getting ripped to shreds. A bad technical foul. What does he do? PJ Tucker comes out and locks up Jokic in the 4th quarter. Doc Rivers says he watched tape on PJ Tucker guarding Jokic during the time with the Heat. Says this was talked about at practice in the game plan. Quote, we don't win the game if PJ does not play. PJ Tucker was fantastic in this game. Thibault had 3 steals. Melton was plucking it away. Everybody stepped up and played their part. And this is what I mean going for the playoffs. The Sixers once again showed what I said yesterday. They have a more well-rounded roster. The Nuggets play good. MPJ was knocking down shots. Murray was doing his thing. Gordon hit a couple big shots and was, you know, heavy around the glass. But at the end of the day, the Sixers have guys who can make a difference. I'm not saying the Nuggets don't. I'm saying the Sixers do. And it's about time people start realizing this stuff, man. So James Harden with the great picture. Joel Embiid at his 33rd career 40-point, 10-rebound game Saturday. The only player with more since the NBA-ABA merger is Shaquille O'Neal, who had 43. MJ had 33. So now Joel Embiid has tied MJ for 40-point, 10-rebound games. The greatness speaks for itself. We are witnessing this every game. He's doing this in his sleep. It's too easy for Joel Embiid. And the constant disrespect piles up, and I've had enough of it. But this was the game. This was the one for me. Joel Embiid was asked about not being named an all-star starter. Here's what he said after the game. Quote, I guess I'm an asshole, but it's cool. I'll keep being me. I'll keep being an asshole, and I'll keep trolling. And if people don't like it, that's their problem. Damn, I love this guy, man. He's just in his own world. He's doing his thing. He knows the entire evolution process of this team around him, the organization, and now it's all playing out, and this is the best shot you have had, and you just went out there and beat a really good Nuggets team, and man, what a win. What a statement game. This is what I said yesterday. This was a statement game for the Sixers as a team to get some credit, and for Joel Embiid in the MVP conversation, and he checked both boxes off. Unbelievable, man. And I agree with Rich Eisen here. It says NBA MVP voters, remember this day when you might be choosing between Jokic and Embiid 2 months from now. Yeah, and we need to talk about that. Before we do more, one thing, Embiid was asked what he said to George Niang, and this is leadership right here, because Niang and Shake had a scuffle. Now, personally, I know they're going to try to run with that on the headlines, but I thought it was a good thing, right? Shake had a terrible play, didn't pass the ball, he was being selfish, and Niang said, yo, come on, bro, you got to pass me the ball. They got into it a little bit. That kind of makes teams better, right? Hold that accountability for each other. I was fine with that. I was fine with that little scuffle or whatever it was. But Embiid told Niang, quote, I told him to let it go because we have an effing game to win. Damn, that is the leadership that we want to see when you take the player, the talent, everything, the caliber of player he is, then you add these leadership characteristics. He's a perfect, man. He's the perfect player, the perfect package that you want for your franchise. But anyway, you thought I was getting out of here, without mentioning this whole MVP convo. You're wrong. Everybody on this Sixers team did their job today. It took a full team to win. Even Niang hitting a couple big shots late in the fourth. Maxey, a spark off the bench. Once again, in that role, so comfortable. James Harden running the two-man game. Everybody contributed. But Joel Embiid was the anchor. And yes, he showed why he is the MVP. Embiid commented on him and Jokic after the game. He says, I love the big fella, as I stated yesterday. They have no beef. This is a whole social media thing. And I didn't even know that it was this crazy. But then these Nugget fans started to infiltrate. Let me tell you something, Nugget fans, okay? Joel Embiid is better than Nikola Jokic. He is the MVP this year, and he should be bumped up to number one right now. Jokic is having a stellar season. Embiid probably should have won one of the last two. And I think both of them are just absolutely fantastic. But let me tell you something right now. The way Joel Embiid came out in this game, think back to last year. Joel Embiid outplays Nikola Jokic, 34 points compared to 22 for Jokic. The Nuggets come back late in the game. They beat the Sixers. This was last year. And what happened? Even though Embiid outplayed Jokic, just because Bones Highland came in the game and won with a huge spark with 22 off the bench, the entire media, all the pundits catered to Jokic, and they bumped him up to the top of the MVP list, and he never looked back. Well, you know what? Give Joel Embiid the same damn treatment. I'm tired of these talking heads not giving him his respect. He is one of the greatest players of this generation. Generation. He needs to win a title, but guess what? Now he has an actual damn team that can do it. Not a fraud who's not going to shoot a basketball, okay? Joel Embiid can take this team where they need to go, and it's time to give him his respect, and they better give him the same treatment that they did with Jokic last year. Even though Embiid outplayed him last year, guess what? He just freaking outplayed him today. And he ices the game over Jokic. He cooked him. He cooked him all game. There was no answer. There's no debate anymore. There's no debate. What Joel Embiid just did today in this type of environment was unreal. The way he elevated everybody in that second half. Everybody. Joel Embiid, 47, 18, and 5, his ninth 40-point game of the year. Jokic finishes with 24, 8, and 9, which is essentially his normal stat line, right? What does he average? Like 25, 11, and 11, or 25, 11, 10. Sixers won, again, 20 and 4 in their last 24. Embiid is playing out of his mind, man. And Jokic, 2 points in the last 15 minutes. This is your MVP. This is the guy that you want to rely on in the clutch. This is why I said I'm not afraid of the Nuggets. They're a very good team this year, but come playoff time, I wouldn't be worried. However, I would love a finals matchup with Embiid and Jokic. I'll admit to that. I would love to see that matchup. Those two going at it, two guys of greatness going at each other like that. That would be huge. But today, Joel Embiid won the crown over. There is no debate. That was one of the greatest effing performances I have seen. And anybody that tries to tell you something different is either lying to themselves, hating on Joel Embiid, or they just don't want to give respect or credit. So next time you want to disrespect Joel Embiid, take a second, kick your feet up, think about it again, and wonder if what you're saying really makes sense. And this goes for the rest of the NBA and the talking heads too, man. And the talking heads, because it's not only what happened today, it's a buildup. It's an accumulation over the years. And I'm tired of this damn disrespect for Joel. He should be up there in every category, and he should have a damn MVP, and he should have a finals by now. And hopefully he can finally get his team past the second round. I hope and pray he is healthy. But what a performance. This was the elevation to greatness today. He knew what was being said. He knew what was on the line, and he did not settle. He did not settle. And for him to ice the game the way he did was absolutely unreal. This Sixers team is playing good ball, man. If you're not a believer, it's time to put some stock in. It's time to invest. Because even on a game like today, when they should have lost, they don't. They don't quit. They fight. Everybody believing in everybody. And that's all I have to say. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. That being said, you all have a great one, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.